प्रेम रस मदिरा में श्री राधा बाल लीला माधुरी पद नंबर 22। Shri Radha Bal Leela Madhuri, number 22. It's in part 1. Can somebody help her with identifying that? Abhishek, help kar do unki. No, Sangeeta. लाडली लाल की जय, लाडली लाल की जय, श्रीमद् सद्गुरु सरकार की जय। गुरुराराधनादिश्च गुरुः परमदैवतम्, गुरोः परतरं नास्ति, कृपालु गुरवे नमः। राधा कराव चित पल्लव वल्लरी के, राधा पदांक विलसन मधुर स्थली के, राधा यशो मुखरमत खगावली के, राधा विहार विपिने रमताम मनो में। नमः कमलना भाय, नमः कमल मालिने, नमः कमल पादाय, नमस्ते कमलेक्षण, यो ब्रह्माणं विदधाति पूर्वं, यो वै वेदांश्च प्रहिणोति तस्मै तग्वं ह देवमात्मबुद्धिप्रकाशं, मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। Eternal souls, let's drink the nectar of Prem Ras Madira in the form of a sweet pastime of little Radharani. This is Shri Radha Bal Leela Madhuri number 22. Kahati Kumari Tuturai Mayate. कहती कुंवरी तुतराय मायते,
कहती कुंवरी
तुतराय मायते, कहती कुंवरी तुतराय मायते
कहती कुंवरी तुतराय।
Everyone please clap and sing.
मायते
खेलत रही संग ललितादिक
खेलत रही संग ललितादिक।
अब ही पारिया माय मायते
अब ही परिया माय
मायते इतने ही माही माय एक बाबा
इतने ही माही माय एक बाबा।
माय एक बाबा
माय एक बाबा।
कर वीणा ले आय मायते
कर वीणा
ले
आय मायते।
कहती कुंवरी तुतराय मायते
कहती कुंवरी तुतराय मायते
मायते
मायते।
Radha Rani is very small, 5-6 years of age, and she has come home and she is addressing her mother, Kirti Maiya. She looks very surprised and she says, Maiya, something amazing happened today. And in my whole life, I have never seen anything as amazing as this. Now, how old is she? 5-6 years of age. And she says, in my whole life, nothing like this has ever happened. It's such an amazing phenomenon. And Mother Kirti thinks, what has happened? I hope that no one beat her up. I hope no one said anything to her. I hope nothing dangerous happened. Mothers are always concerned. And this is Kirti Maiya, and her precious child has come home from playing in Gahvarvan. Gahvarvan are the woods adjacent to Radharani's palace. And Radharani, little Radha would go there often with her sakhis, her friends, and little girls, and they would all play for hours sometimes. And she has come back from there. She had gone there to play with Lalita, Vishakha, Chitra, and other gopis with her sakhis, and she has come home and she has something very important to tell Maiya. Well, what is it, Lali? Tell me. And little Kishori ji, little Radharani says, I was playing with my friends Lalita and others, and all of a sudden, Maiya, a Babaji came, a holy man. Babaji came all of a sudden. Maiya, do you know, we didn't see him coming from anywhere. One moment he wasn't there, next moment he was there. He just appeared out of nowhere. And you can just imagine Kishori ji's eyes wide open, because she has never seen this. She has never seen someone just appear out of nowhere. And he didn't come from anywhere, Maya. He just appeared out of nowhere. Maya, there was light all around him. It's Narada Muni. Narada ji is a form of God. He's a partial manifestation of God. Narad means the one who destroys ignorance of mankind. Narasyedam naram dyati iti naradaha. Well, Narada Muni is a manifestation of God. So naturally there is effulgence all around him. So Kishoriji is saying everything around him just got lit up. And he was there. I had never seen him. And we were all looking at him. And Maya, you know what? He had a veena. He had a string instrument, veena in his hand. And when Kishoriji said this, and also when Kishoriji said that he came out of nowhere, now Kirti Maya is suspecting that Kishoriji has seen Narada Muni. She's suspecting that this must be Narada Muni because he doesn't need any transportation to go from point A to point B. He doesn't have to go by land, he doesn't have to go by air, doesn't have to go by water. He just wills it and he is there. He thinks of going somewhere and he reaches there. This is why he appeared out of nowhere. And then Maya says, well, tell me more, what happened? And then Kishoriji says, Ik tak lakhan lagyo puni mo kaha.
Ik tak lakhan lagyo puni mo kaha.
Ik tak lakhan lagyo
लखन लाग्यो पुनि
नैनन नीर बहाय मायते राधे
Radhe Radhe gaye
मायते कहते कुंवरी तुतुराय मायते
कहती कुंवरी तुतराय मायते
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 So Kishori ji is looking frightened, she is very surprised, and the fact is that Radha Rani is the supreme Brahma. Tasya Anghri Rajas Parshat Koti Vishnu Prajayate. This verse from Padma Puran says that countless Vishnus emanate, they spring forth from her toenails. And yet, Radha Rani, performing her sweetest pastimes as a child, is afraid and she is amazed after seeing Narada Muni. When Bhagwan descends to earth, when God comes down to earth, he not only gives nectar to the devotees to drink, but God also drinks the nectar himself. Radha and Krishna are one and the same. So God, in the form of Radha Rani gives the nectar to deserving souls, but she's also the drinker of that nectar also. She is drinking that nectar. She's also thinking herself to be a little girl. She has made herself forget. God makes himself forget whenever he wants that he's God. Shri Krishna makes himself forget that he is the supreme personality whenever he wants. So Radharani has made herself forget who she is. And all she knows is what a little 5-6-year-old girl knows. And just as a little girl would get frightened seeing this, Radharani is frightened also, along with her friends, as we will see later on. So little Radha says, Maya, this holy man, this Babaji was very strange. He just looked at me, he kept staring at me. Ikatak lakhana lagyo. He did not blink his eyes, he just kept staring at me. Maya, what did I do to him? I didn't do him any harm, I didn't do anything to him. Why would he keep looking at me like that, Maya? Actually, Narada Muni was not staring at Radharani. The moment he had her darshan, he went into Prem Samadhi. He entered a state of Samadhi. He was not staring non-stop. He just went into Samadhi. And little Radharani is reading this. She's understanding only this much, that he was staring at her, and that frightened her. But Maya, also, he started to cry. Nana Nanira Bahai. Here, Narada Muni is a devotee of Radharani, and he's having darshan of his Swamini, and his love is coming out from his eyes in the form of tears. His heart is melting, and that melted heart is coming out in the form of tears from his eyes. And little Radharani says, I don't know why he started to cry. We didn't say anything to him. Maya, I looked around, Lalita, Vishakha, Chitra, all my sakhis, we didn't say anything to him, and we just looked at each other and we just shrugged our shoulders as if to say, what's going on over here? He came out of nowhere, he kept staring at me, and he started to cry. Tears, as you know, are a sign of love. Whether it's worldly love, which is in fact attachment, or it's a love it's love that a devotee has for God. Both shed tears. The difference is that if a person starts loving another person of the world, and that love goes to the extreme, it goes to the extreme limit, then what will happen at the end is that this person will die. But when the devotee is loving Shri Krishna, then when the ultimate limit of love is there, then what happens is that he attains immortality. He attains God, and he attains God forever and ever. He attains amaratva, immortality. In the world, what it will give you is death, and in the spiritual world, it will give you immortality. So Naradji is shedding pure tears for Radharani, and little Kishori ji is not understanding this. She's thinking, no one has done this before. This Babaji came out of nowhere. He's staring at me. He is crying. And then Maya, listen to what happened next. I was just frozen there on the spot. I couldn't move. I was so scared. But he went around me 7 times. I counted. 7 times he did pradakshina. He circumambulated me. He went around me 7 times. In Sanatan Vedic Dharma, we circumambulate the image of God, the image of Guru, and it is an auspicious thing to do. We show our respect and our reverence. So Narada Muni is seeing the divine, the supreme reality, Radharani, who is worshipped by even Shri Krishna. Atma tu Radhika tasya. She is the soul of Shri Krishna. He's looking at the ultimate reality, and he is overwhelmed with love, and he has now the presence of mind yet to go around Radharani 7 times. Kishori ji is asking, Maya, why did he go around me so many times? Why did he do this? What's the purpose of this? And on the other hand, Kirti Maya is thinking more and more that this has to be Narada Muni. It sounds like Narada Muni had come. Oh, I wish I had known. I wish that I had known so I could have invited him. I could have asked him to place his lotus feet in my home. What a privilege that would have been. What a blessing that would have been. But how fortunate my little daughter is, how fortunate Kishori is that she has had the darshan of Narada Muni. And Narada Muni was thinking how fortunate I am to have the darshan of the ultimate reality. Radha Tattva, Radharani. So he went around her 7 times. And then what happened? Sunu maiya apni liyo balaiya. Sunu maiya apni liyo balaiya. Liyo balaiya. Liyo balaiya. Sunu maiya apni liyo balaiya. Sunu maiya apni liyo balaiya. Puni liya pad raj khaya mayate. Raj khaya mayate. Puni liya pad raj khaya mayate.
Puni liya pad raj khaya mayate.
Radhe Radhe Gaya Mayate. मायते
कहती कुंवरी तुतराय मायते.
Maya, then he took my balaya, like you always do. Go like this to me, like this. Take balaya to protect the child from the evil eye and to say, I sacrifice my all on you. So Kirti Maya would do this to Radha Rani as if to say, oh, you are my precious, darling daughter, and I sacrifice my everything on you. So he took balaya. And then Maya, I became very, very afraid. All these strange things were happening. He was doing all these strange things. And myself and all the Sakhis, Lalita, Vishakha and the rest, we all became really scared. And I moved back a little bit. And when I moved back a little bit, Maya, he bent down and he took the dirt from where I was standing and he put it in his mouth. Maya, we don't eat dirt, do we? We should not be eating dirt. Maya, he took dirt from under my feet and he put it in his mouth. And Kishoriji is finding this very strange. Gauranga Mahaprabhu has said, Bhakta pada dhuli or bhakta pada raj, bhakta bhukta avishishta tin mahabal. Ei tin seva hoite Krishna prem hoye. If you wish to be blessed with the love of Shri Krishna, then there are 3 things that you must do. And if you do them with reverence, with faith and devotion, you will be blessed with love for Shri Krishna. What are these 3? Bhakta pada dhuli. You take the foot dust of a devotee and you accept it. You put it on your forehead, on your head, or you put it in your mouth. That is one of the greatest strengths of a devotee. And you wash the lotus feet of a true devotee. In other words, a sant, a mahapurush, one who has gone beyond Maya, one who has become the same as God, because now he has the same powers as God. He's not an ordinary human. In our eyes, he may look like a human, but there is nothing ordinary about him. He's a sant. He is liberated from Maya. And you wash his lotus feet and you take his charan dhovan. The water that has washed his lotus feet, his charanamrit, that is the second greatest strength of a devotee. And thirdly, bhakta bhukta avashishta, the food that the pure devotee has eaten, the remnants of those food, the jutan, you take that, you eat that, again, with faith and reverence and devotion, then you are sure to be blessed with love for Shri Krishna. Now, it's very easy to do all this. These are physical things. Outwardly, these are all physical things. Yeah, I'll take the foot dust. Yes, I'll drink the charanamrit. Yes, I will take the jutan. But if there is no feeling, if it is just dekha dekhi, he's doing it, she's doing it, so I'll do it also. If it's just copying someone or doing what others are doing, and there is no feeling inside, it's not that padadhuli, that sacred dust of the lotus feet of the saint will create some miracle. Or if we take the water, the charan dhovan, the charanamrit, without any feeling whatsoever, then that is not going to create any miracle. Nor is the avashisht, the jutan, the remnants, food remnants of a saint. But you add devotion to them. If you do all these 3, if you accept all these 3 with devotion, then you have taken the jutan and the padraj and the charanamrit of someone who is adored by God. God adores the saint so much that he says, I will not tolerate anyone insulting him, not even by mistake. I will not tolerate that. I will not forgive, because I love my devotees so much. He loves his devotees so much that he walks behind the devotee. Nirapeksham munim shantam nirvairam samadarshanam anubrajamyaham nityam puye ye tyangri renubhi bhagavatam. Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, I walk behind my pure devotees, so that the dust that is raised as they walk, that dust may fall upon me, and that dust, so that that dust, pure dust, sacred dust, may purify me. You see, I absorb the sins of countless souls. So I want to purify myself. So I walk behind a pure devotee. And if you allow me to tell you a personal story about this particular shlok, I will tell you. Because all of you sitting here today, looking very serious, as if some serious philosophy is being talked about. But this is a sweet leela. So once we were in Masuri, Seva Kunj ashram. These days we have another ashram, Radha Kunj. In those days we had Seva Kunj only. And there, Shri Maharaj, I was there, and many other devotees were there. Shri Maharaj said to me, and he used to test us like this, tell me that shlok, Anubrajam. And I said, and I was very happy, very content with myself. And I said, O Maharaj, Anubrajamyaham nityam puye ye tyangri renubhi. Acha. What's the first line? This was the second line. And I did not know the first line. And so I went away and I found out what the first line was. I memorized it. Nirapeksham munim shantam nirvairam samadarshanam. And Maharaj didn't ask me again. I was expecting Maharaj is going to ask me, now, all through the day, he did not ask me. The next day, Maharaj is going to ask me today, but I know it now, I know it. No. Third day, he's not going to ask me. And Maharaj asked me. वो कौन सा है श्लोक? वो अनुब्रजा. I was very grateful that I remembered it. So whenever I chant this slok, I remember that. Nirapeksham munim shantam nirvairam samadarshanam anubrajamyaham nityam puye ye tyangri renubhi. And that is why it is said that a guru is essential in life. And the benefit of a guru goes far beyond receiving knowledge from him. When you have the association of a guru, then you have these memories that I often share with you, that others also share. Those memories become very sweet and they're unforgettable memories. And in so many different ways, your guru will help you remain on the path. He will put a smile on your face. He will make you cry. There are so many memories that are attached. So with this one shlok, there is a sweet, sweet memory. So many other memories come into the mind because of that one day when Shri Maharaj tested me. So anyway, so here Narada Muni has taken the foot dust of Radharani, considering it to be the greatest prasad. And now on the other hand, look at Lord Krishna, what he does, what he accepts as Mahaprasad. His friends are sitting with him, and they've all taken out their packets of food that their mothers have packed for them, and it's time to eat. So they're taking a break from herding the cows, from cow herding. And when the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna sees that his friend, one of his friends, has put food in his mouth, after he has put food in his mouth, Thakurji takes that morsel of food from the mouth of his friend and puts it in his own mouth, because he considers that Mahaprasad. How humble is Shri Krishna, how humble he is. The devotee says, the greatest privilege I have is to have the jutan of my Lord, the food remnants. And here Shri Krishna is saying, the greatest prasad that I can have is food that I snatch from my devotee's mouth. So Narada Muni has taken the greatest prasad. He considers the foot dust of Radharani to be Mahaprasad. And he has put it in his mouth. And rather than being impressed by this. Kirti Maiya is very impressed by all this, and she is looking at Radharani. Radha, and her eyes are also wide open, thinking, Narada Muni gave you darshan, and you didn't understand because you're so small. And on the other hand, little Radharani is thinking, that Babaji was very strange. He did strange things, one after the other. So then Maiya, what happened was, I was too afraid to speak. I was speechless. I didn't know what to say. I could not open my mouth. But you know, Lalita is very bold. So Lalita did something. Kahati kuvari tuturaya mayate. Kahati kuvari tuturaya mayate. Jab Lalita ne पूछी बाबा जब ललिता, सब लोग बोलिए, ताली बजाइए। पूछी बाबा जब ललिता ने पूछी बाबा जब ललिता ने पूछी बाबा आपन नाम बताय मायते। आपन नाम बताय मायते। आपन नाम बताय मायते। आपन नाम बताय मायते। तब मैया सो अट्टहास करी। तब मैया सो अट्टहास करी। अट्टहास करी। अट्टहास करी। तुरत ही भज्यो, ओ तुरत ही भाज्यो जाय धाय मायते। तुरत ही भाज्यो धाय मायते। कहती कुंवरी तुतराय मायते। कहती कुंवरी तुतराय मायते। So little Kishori Radharani is saying, Maiya, I was so afraid, too afraid to talk. But Lalita went up to him and said, Babaji, aapka naam kya hai? What is your name? And where have you come from? And Maiya, as soon as he heard this, he started laughing. He just laughed he laughed so hard that we all got scared. We got even more scared. After laughing, doing attahas, that is loud laughter, he immediately ran away. Maya, he ran away like someone was chasing him, as if someone was giving him chase. I don't know why he did that. And we saw him for just a little bit, and then he just disappeared. So little Radharani has come home from playing in Gahavarvan, the woods that are adjacent to Mother Kirti and Vrishabhanu, the parents of Radharani, adjacent to their palace. She has gone with her friends to play, and now she has come home and she's telling her mother, Kirti Maya, Maya, today we saw in the woods a Babaji, a holy man. He had a veena in his hand, this instrument, stringed instrument in his hand. And when he saw me, he just kept looking at me and he started to cry. He went around me 7 times and he started chanting my name. I don't know how he got to know my name, Maya. And Maya, he took Balaya, and then I moved back a little bit. He bent down and he took the dirt from where I was standing. He put it in his mouth. All this has happened, and Kishori ji is very amazed at all this. And then Lalita asked Babaji, what is your name? Where have you come from? And hearing this, he started laughing like a madman, Maya, and then he ran away from there. The word attahas, it is the ultimate laughter. Laughter starts with a smile, smit. And then there is avahasit, then there is hasit, then apahasit, then atihasit, and then attahas. So smit means you're just smiling, your lips are not parted, they're together, and you're just smiling. That's the beginning of laughter. And then there is avahasit, that means you're laughing, but only you can hear yourself laugh, no one else. Then you laugh a little bit more, a little louder, so the person right next to you can tell that you're laughing, they can hear you, but nobody else. Then you're laughing a little bit louder than that, and then a couple of other people also can hear you. Then you're laughing quite loudly, and then everybody in the room can hear you laugh. But then there's attahas, where you use all your strength, and you start to laugh, and people might be shocked. They might get scared too. What happened? Oh no, he's just doing attahas. Jagat Guru Tam Shri Kripalu ji Maharaj was as humorous as he was divine. And so many people learned to laugh. I don't mean just physically laugh, but really, he brought laughter into everyone's life. And we learned that just because you are faced with a divine personality, Jagat Guru Tam does not mean that he is serious all the time. That was a big revelation for me. That I found Sri Maharaj Ji to have the best humor of all. He was the most humorous. He could make me laugh like no one else. And all kinds of humor. Sarcastic humor, physical humor, all sorts of humor. And he would have, Sri Maharaj Ji would have this attahas competition with a devotee who was living in Vrindavan. He was a Pandit. And Sri Maharaj Ji told us that this man, this Pandit, his father was known as for his attahas, for his loud laughter. So spontaneously, Maharaj Ji held a laughing competition with this Pandit Ji, Pran Gopalacharya Ji. And of course, Maharaj Ji won. Because and it was infectious. That laughter is so infectious. But Sri Maharaj Ji would laugh with attahas, with full abandon. And it was such a pure laughter. We become so serious. As I told you earlier, you were looking very serious today. I don't know why. But we become serious as adults. And sometimes looking at an adult, you cannot, sometimes it's hard to tell that this person never laughed in life. But as children, we laugh so easily. We laugh so easily. As adults, we start thinking, I have no right to laugh. Gone are the days. It's like Lord Krishna at 11 and a half years of age, he left behind his flute. He left behind those pastimes. So we think, when I came out of my childhood, I've left behind that laughter. I've left behind that carefree lifestyle. Now I have to be serious. I have the weight of the world on my shoulders. No, we can still laugh. We can still, we should feel free to laugh. We should not take ourselves too seriously. Shri Maharaj, as I said, Jagat Guru Uttam, the greatest scholar of scriptures and the greatest personality, he was recognized as such. And he used to have a self-deprecating sense of humor. And he would often make fun of himself. Shri Maharaj said, in example, Shri Maharaj said to a devotee, he would tell us this story. I said to this one, who is the fool who told you this? And this person said, you, Maharaji. And Maharaji would have so much fun telling that story. He told us one day, myself and there were others, and Maharaji said, there was a context to this. Sometimes there is one person, everybody in the family has some sort of, a mental challenge, mental disease, and sometimes there's only one in the family. And we were listening, yes, Maharaji, that's true. And Maharaji said, like in my family, I am the one. I'm the only one. He said, and we were shocked, and then we started to laugh. And there were hundreds of people present there. They could not hear what Maharaji was saying to this 10, 12 of us. And then later on, they were asking, what did Maharaji say? How can you say what Maharaji was saying? कई बार ऐसा होता है परिवार में सभी थोड़े पागल होते हैं और कई बार ऐसा होता है एक ही व्यक्ति पागल होता है जैसे मैं अपने परिवार में हूँ. Maharaji said this, and he would say this self-deprecating sense of humor. He was full of joy and laughter. And is it because there were no challenges that came before him? Oh, there were so many challenges. When a saint comes to earth, he's not always revered and praised and worshipped. More often, he is criticized and condemned. But in the face of all the criticism, and no matter what was going on, whether he was being praised to high heavens or being criticized like never before, he was always laughing. He was always full of joy and laughter. So Narada Muni. He is a manifestation of God. So Narada Muni, Kishori ji is saying, Maya, he laughed really, really loudly, and then he ran away from there. We don't know where he went. And Maya is listening to all this, and then Kishori ji says, here's what happened next. मैंने कही अरे ललिताया, मैंने कही अरे ललिताया, मैंने कही अरे ललिताया, ललिताया, पगलों really fast after laughing loudly, I said to Lalita, Lalita, what do you make of this? What has happened over here? Who was this Babaji? And I said, Lalita, as for me, I think he was a madman. Pagalo mohi janai. And Maya, Kirti Maya hears this and she's horrified. Oh my goodness, my little innocent little Lali Kishori is calling Narada Muni a madman. She said, no, Kishori, no, don't say that. So she is so horrified. But Maya, why do you look so afraid? Tu janu dar pae. Maya knows who Narada Muni is. Little Kishori performing her pastimes. She does not know who Narad is. And Kirti Maya is afraid that, she understands that Kishori is very small. She's 5-6 years of age. But she also knows that to call a saint a madman, it's just not a good thing to do. And she is horrified because of that. And Kishori ji looks at her Maya and said, Maya, why do you look afraid? Why are you looking so afraid right now? She doesn't understand. So Maya explains. Ari ladli Narad Muni so Ari ladli Narad Muni so Narad Muni so Narad Muni so Katna bulay maayate moka katna bulay maayate moka katna bulay maayate पूछती कुंवरी कृपालु मातु इन पूछती कुंवरी कृपालु मातु इन कृपालु मातु इन कृपालु So Kirti Maya said, Kishori, that was not a madman, that was Narad Muni, that was sage Narad. The word Muni means one who has his mind under his control. So that was Narad Muni. "Oh Kishori, you should have told me. You should have come home and told me that Naradji, you had his darshan in the woods in Gahvarvan. I would have invited him to come home. I would have welcomed him. I would have served him. That would have been my privilege." That is what Kirti Maya is thinking. It's my privilege to invite Naradji to my house. If he had sanctified my house, it would have been so wonderful. But Kirti Maya is saying, "But Kishori, you should have told me." That was Narada Muni. So she's saying with such emphasis, that was Narada Muni. And to Kishori ji, Narada Muni means nothing. And in the words of Jagat Guru Shri Kripalu ji Maharaj, little Radharani, Kishori is saying to her mother, she says to Kirti Maya, "Maya, what does Narada mean? Who is this Narada Muni? Is he, so he's possessed by some spirit, is he? Lagi kaun bulaye." So this Narada Muni, he's a madman. He's possessed by some spirit. And Mother Kirti just gives up. She says, I cannot explain to my little Kishori who Narada Muni is, because she's too little to understand. So this is a sweet pastime of Radharani as a child. I would like to mention here that Jagat Guru Uttam Shri Kripalu ji Maharaj is the only one who has gifted us with so many pastimes of Radharani as a child that I'm sure you have not heard them anywhere else. These pastimes are in Prem Ras Madira, in Shama Sham Geet, in Radha Govind Geet, and other such lyrical scriptures. And they are very beautiful. And many people say to me, I have never ever heard such leelas. We only hear Sri Krishna Leela, but not Radharani's Leelas. And first of all, there is a misunderstanding, there is confusion about who Radha is. And I'm sure you'll agree with me when I say that most people feel, until we get to hear about who Radharani is, truly is, most people feel that she was a gopi. And that she was the gopi who loved Krishna the most. And that is how everything's projected in TV serials and these programs that come up, the religious programs. But Radharani is the same as Sri Krishna. She is not different from him. The one Brahma takes on two forms. And so just as there are Krishna Leelas, there are Radharani's Leelas. And they are so sweet that we will look at some more of those Leelas in the future. Boliye Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki Jai, Raseshwari Radha Rani ki Jai, Choti si Kishori ki Jai, Jagat Guru Uttam Shri Kripalu ji Maharaj ki Jai, Prem Ras Madira ki Jai, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri Radhe, Jai Jai Shri